as I introduce to you our guest speaker from District 69 with resilience, opportunities and mindset. Trish, please take it away.
Thank you. Thank you so very much for that absolutely delightful introduction, Liz. And yes, I'm still awake. It's not quite midnight yet. And I have absolutely enjoyed being here at your club officer training because I've been listening all the way through and taking a few notes. So let me just have a look at what I'm doing here. So I've been asked to do a presentation for you. And Liz said to me, what are you going to speak about? And I thought, I gave her a couple of ideas and she came back with this one. So I'm going to share with you in the next 20 minutes some of my thoughts about resilience, opportunity and mindset. Now, who am I to be talking about this? Well, I'm going to give you a little bit of an idea who I am right now. This is what I've been doing. This is where I am, and this is what I do right now. I do training. I do workshops. I speak nationally and internationally. I do writing. I am the co-author, contributing author, and author of 17 books. And I have 2 more coming out this year. I've been interviewed on radio shows. I've been interviewed by national TV. I've been interviewed by podcasts, zillions of podcasts. I have been honoured to receive awards. The one that I'm absolutely proud about is the Women's Award, which is an international award for mentoring, because mentoring is my passion. And I really very much enjoyed the mentoring segment that I was listening to because it is very close to my heart. The other award that I'm very honoured to have received was the Inspirational Women's Award. That was a big aha moment because I never thought I was inspirational. And that was an aha moment that taught me that what we think about ourselves is not necessarily what people think about us. And that we should be honoured to accept when people nominate you, when people say, thank you for that inspiration, when people say, wow, what you said or did has influenced me. We too often say no when we should be saying, thank you for those thoughts. Because when we say no, when people do things like that, we are rude. We are downgrading their concepts, their opinions, their thoughts. Who are we to do that? So that was a very big aha moment for me and a lesson to accept that what others think is not always what I think about myself. And I should accept when people are very, very nice and very honoured to award me with those things. So all of this, how did I get here? How did I get here? I want to share my journey. My life is a wondrous journey, but it started out as an introvert, and I'm still an introvert. Way back in the Jurassic period, and I say Jurassic period, a long, 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 long time ago, when I left high school, if you spoke to anybody that I went through school with at that time and said to them, Trish is going to be speaking nationally and internationally. She's going to be writing books. She's going to be mentoring. She's going to be coaching. She's going to be training people. They would have been rolling around on the floor laughing because it was not people on my screen of doing things. That was not who I was. So how did I get from that place to here where I'm talking to you, something that I would never have thought I could do? Resilience, opportunity, mindset. And underpinning all of those, and I'll show you where it all comes in, is Toastmasters. The hidden things of Toastmasters that we don't realize what they do for us. Because when I sit back and I watch people being in Toastmasters, watch people joining Toastmasters, watch them traversing through their journey and then leaving, I see them get very much caught up in this lovely little bubble that we have, which is Toastmasters. And we do so much and so many awesome things in that bubble. But we forget that we're not living in a bubble. We forget that all those things that we learn in our Toastmasters journey are actually things that we can take into our own personal lives. In fact, we can't separate them, because as you grow in your Toastmasters journey, they start to influence your growth. In your personal growth, it influences your growth in your career, your growth in your jobs, until you get to places that you didn't even think you could. And it's not till you stop and look back that you realize how much of an influence this little organization, I say little organization, it's a worldwide organization, but it's a little organization because to many of us, it's our club. That's where we are. And we come along to our club every fortnight. We do our speeches, we do our training, we do club officer training, and we grow. So I'm going to share a little bit with you about my journey, because that will showcase to you where I've come from and how I've got to where I have, and how Toastmasters has influenced that. So as I said, way back in that Jurassic period, I'm sorry, people, I didn't speak at all. I've done many jobs and a lot of male-dominated jobs where I've done very well, but I always delegated and I never stood up. I was the person behind the scenes. So how did I get to be able to be as an introvert and be able to stand here and share my story and stand up and help others to share their story? Well, it started when I moved from Canberra, which is our capital city, up to Queensland, to Brisbane to live. And we'd been here a couple of years and we hadn't got to know anybody. So this friend of mine said, come along to this meeting. You'll make some friends. And I thought, well, that's pretty good, because that's all I want to do is make a few friends. I've got so much involved with my businesses, with my work, with my study, with my family. We hadn't really made any friends. So I trotted off to this little meeting. You know what? He forgot to tell me it was a Toastmasters meeting. He forgot to tell me that I had to speak. And he forgot to tell me that they were going to ask me to introduce myself. I was not impressed, people. I was not impressed at one iota. Remember, I don't speak. I'm an introvert. This was not something. I can tell you, I had a few words with this guy, real few words. I said to him, you know, this is not what you were telling me. Funnily enough, though, I came back. And I came back. And I came back. And all those people you were saying, the previous speaker, not to talk to, I had a lot of those people in my club, in my Toastmasters people too. I really should have run away from them, because I ended up being Vice President Education. I ended up being President. I ended up being all the other club officers. I ended up entering contests. I ended up winning contests. Someone decided I should be an area, well, it was governor at that time, area director. Then I ended up being district governor. That was never, remember people, I just came to the club to make friends. But along the way, I discovered so many things that helped me in the milestones of my life that was happening at the same time. And it wasn't about speaking. It really wasn't. It was a lot about leadership. It was a lot about mentoring. It was a lot about feedback. So I'm very, very, very passionate about evaluation and feedback, because that, I think, is the cornerstone of Toastmasters. And that was the cornerstone of my life. During that period of time, I had some rather crisis situations. In 2007, we lost our son, Craig, to suicide. That was a very traumatic part of my life. And at that time, I had to do the eulogy at his funeral. Now, people, I will never wish any of that on any single person. I had to do that eulogy. You don't get a second chance at that time. You don't get a second chance. And I need to do due testament to his life. I did it. And it was many, many months later when I was processing all of that emotion that I realized it was my Toastmasters experience that allowed me to get through that time. It was my Toastmasters experience in being able to stand up and speak. My Toastmasters experience in being a leader. My Toastmasters experience in impromptu speaking. My Toastmasters experience in being able to harness emotion to be able to present what I wanted to present at that particular time. That was a big aha moment for me, because that was the impetus for resilience as far as I'm concerned in my life. Resilience is, it's your reaction to adversity, not adversity itself, that determines how your life story will develop. Those skills I learned in Toastmasters allowed me to react in the way I wanted to react. And that's impacted very much on my life story. Let's come forward a bit further. About 7 years ago, I was diagnosed with breast cancer. I'm 7 years post. I'm gone through and I'm fine. Resilience, people, being able to bounce back, being able to harness your energy and knowing when to be able to do it and when not, being able to communicate clearly with all the medical profession, with my family in that particular time. Communication skills. If you haven't realized yet, I'm extremely passionate about speaking and communication skills because they underpin everything we do in our life. And that's where Toastmasters has such a big impact on our lives. That's resilience. Being able to communicate, being able to let people know where you are when you're down, being able to have the clarity and the confidence to reach out and say, I need some help. That's what you need to do to be able to bounce back. To me, that's the foundation of resilience. It's where it takes you and how it leads you. So let's have a look at opportunity. That's a big one. I have missed a zillion amounts of opportunity in my life. And I'm sorry I did, because it took me a very long time to understand and have the confidence to grab opportunities when they come along. A very long time. What helped me do that? Yep, you're right. In my Toastmasters journey, I had opportunities offered to me, and I wasn't allowed to say no to them, because I had mentors and people who supported me, people who had like-minded groups of people who said to me, do you know you can do this? You know, you'd be pretty good at this. You know, you've got a message. You can offer that. You can lead a district. Something I never ever thought I could do. That gave me the confidence for opportunities. So what opportunities did I reach out and grab in my life? The opportunity to start my own business. The opportunity to take the skills I learned training and speaking and workshops, allowing me to go out and offer it to corporate, my own spin, my own expertise, my own knowledge on it. And then the opportunity to write. You know, I said I had authored, co-authored, or been a contributing author to 17 books. That, I had 2 books to my name up to about 4 years ago. In the last 4 years, I've done 15. What happened that changed that? That was mindset, and that was opportunities. I'm going to talk a little bit more about mindset in a second. But the opportunity came because I was offered the chance to write a chapter for a book that was coming out in America. And up to then, I've been mentoring people. I help people get known, be seen. I help them to stand up, to shout out and say, here, I'm unique. I have a message. And this opportunity came along and I said no. Because I thought, I can't write. I do blogs. I speak. I train. I'm not a writer. So I said no. Then they came back and they asked me again. I said, no. And I was lucky because I came back a third time and said, we really, really want you to do this. And that's about the time when I just went bang with a face slap. You know what, Trish, you've been teaching people this. You need to start walking your talk. How can you be authentic and how can you be genuine if you don't step up to the plate and do what you're asking other people to do? So yeah, I said yes. I thought to myself, it's okay. It doesn't matter if it's terrible because no one in Australia is going to read it. It's only coming out in America. Big mistake, people. People in Australia read it and they liked it. And that's when I had this aha moment about my mindset. I would think, you know what? You can write. Because all I had to think about was if I can speak, I can take the words from my mouth, channel them down through my hand and write. And that's how I do my writing. It's a conversation. It's how I do my speaking. So since then, I've written those other 15 books. So people, I'm going to warn you, when you start writing, it becomes a real addiction because once you realize you can write, you do more. And people want you to come and contribute chapters. And I believe every single person has a story in them that should be down on paper as a legacy. Because we need to leave a legacy of who we are. And that's what opportunities have given me. Now, those writings, that has given me an opportunity. We all know that last year in 2020 was a pretty crappy year. It's still not being too good this year. And we had to change. If we were going to survive the year, and I've listened tonight, sorry, that's me. Day for you, tonight me. I've been listening and seeing how fantastic over there that you've changed because you're really in a lockdown. You're doing it tougher than what we've done in Australia. We've been very lucky here, but we've still had to go on to Zoom meetings and things. And people I've noticed that have come through that year are the people who can be flexible. The people who can look and see opportunities in what's happening. The people who can be resilient, who, okay, everything crashed. How do we fix it? How can we bounce back up from that? Confucius said, our greatest glory is not in never falling, but in rising every time we fall. That is resilience. And that is what I think Toastmasters has been pretty damn good about with all their clubs compared to many other places that I know. The people who've come out of that year and have gone into this year are the ones who've been resilient, the ones who've seen opportunity that might not have been there. And what opportunity am I talking about? It was mentioned in your club officer training, global opportunity. We have been forced out of our comfort zone. We have been forced to reach out and try something new. Many of us have been complacent. And I really hate that word complacency because complacency leads to stagnation. When we get too comfortable, we become complacent. It leads to stagnation. We don't grow. And it's scary. I tell you, it's scary growing. Was I scared stepping up and grabbing opportunities? Was I scared having to face some of the things I've faced? Downright, I've been scared. But I've always fallen back on a belief in myself. And that is the mindset. The mindset. And that's a hard one to overcome. But those opportunities that came, that book I wrote, that I've been, the one I was asked to be part of another book, that led to opportunities to speaking. For those who are speakers, we all are here, but those who want to speak outside the club, Now is a fantastic time to do it because you can speak anywhere in the world. There is online summits. There are online opportunities for speakers. You just have to be open to that opportunity. And you have to take what I call 60 seconds of insane courage. 60 seconds of insane courage. Whenever you see an opportunity, whenever you've been knocked down and you need to get back up, whenever that mindset says, no, I can't do it, 60 seconds of insane courage, 20 seconds to acknowledge that there's a negative voice, something has happened, it's not worked. 20 seconds to say, stop, I'm not going to go down that spiral. I'm going to turn that to a positive. I'm going to grab that opportunity. And 20 seconds to step up and say, yes, take a deep breath and just go with it. Whenever you're faced with being knocked down, if something hasn't worked, when the floor opens up and just you fall through it because things change like they did last year and they do now. And change is inevitable, people. It comes all the time. It's just that we never really faced it. And this has given us the opportunity to face it. Whenever you're faced with that, there's someone saying, will you do this? Take 60 seconds of insane courage. Go through that process. Take that deep breath and say yes and do it. What is the absolutely freaking worst that could happen? Doesn't work. So if it doesn't work, you learn a lesson. I learn lessons in my life from every challenge. I don't dwell on the past because the past isn't where I want to be. I look back in the past, the challenges that have happened, what's gone on, what hasn't worked, what has worked. And I take those lessons to look forward and step forward because those lessons become ways for me to move forward. And it doesn't have to be huge steps, people. They can be little steps. But as long as we step forward, we are growing. As long as we step forward, we can say we are grabbing opportunities. We can say we are resilient. Resilience is a pretty bandied around word. I just like to think about the fact that we get up and we do it again and we try another way and we keep moving. To me, it's a journey. It's my fabulous life journey. It's my journey of getting up every day, looking at each freaking day and thinking, wow, what can this day bring? What is it that is going to be changing today? What is it can I be doing differently today? Because people, I learned the hard way. You never know what the next day is going to be bringing. I woke up one morning, beautiful family, son. We went down to bed that night. A family that was shattered and having to grow back again and no son. That lesson taught me resilience. That lesson taught me to grab each day. That lesson taught me that you never know what's going to happen the next day. So reach out every day and see what can you be doing? What can you be doing to grow? What can you be doing in your journey of your life? And think about outside that bubble of your Toastmasters club. What things have you learned in Toastmasters that are impacting on your life? What things have you learned in Toastmasters that have changed how you're working? What things have you learned in Toastmasters that have allowed you to change your mindset, to grab opportunities, to bounce back? Let me talk about mindset very briefly before I sum up. Because I could talk for a long time, but Liz told me I'm not allowed to. And I listen to Liz sometimes. Mindset, people. That was a big one I had. Because to me, if you want to be moving forward of opportunities, you want to be bouncing back from resilience, it starts here. It starts with you. It's your belief in yourself. The only person that has absolute control over your attitude And how you respond to things is you. And that starts with your own self-belief, the confidence in you, the confidence in who you are, the life experiences you have, the expertise you have. When you own, and I mean you own absolutely who you are, warts and all, the strengths you have, the weaknesses you have, when you own that and you accept responsibility for who you are and how you react, that is freakingly awesome. It's not only awesome, it's absolutely empowering. That gives you the foundation to be confident in everything you want to do. It gives you the foundation and the strength to bounce back. It gives you the foundation to reach out and say, yes, I'll do these things. Is that easy? Nope. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that everything I've said to you in the last 15 minutes is easy. It's not. I am working every day on myself. Every day I think about how I can improve. Every day I think about those negative voices and I'm thinking, no. I have my ups, I have my downs. Everybody does. You can choose to stay down. It's not a good place to be, but it is your choice. You can choose to grab opportunities. You can choose to bounce back. It's really up to you. The awesome thing is you're in a place and in an organization that gives you the skills to help you choose. Toastmasters works on your mindset. First time that you're supported and pushed outside your comfort zone to do a table topic, you're conquering fear, and that's mindset. When you know you can get up and do a 5 to 7 minute speech on anything at any time to anybody, that's confidence. When you've got confidence and you know how you react to things, then you can take that anywhere outside of where you are, and that will take you on your own personal growth journey. It will help you with your relationships. It will help you in your own careers. It will help you. Grab the opportunities that are coming. Understand your potential and reach out and grab those opportunities. We're lucky in Toastmasters. We've got people that are like-minded, that support you, that mentor you, that give you opportunities for leadership, that give you opportunities to overcome mindset, to believe in yourself. Not everybody has that. And that's pretty awesome. But you know what is really sad about that? That we don't actually take that outside the clubs, that we don't understand it and incorporate it into all we are and take it and own it. So let me just sum up before I get yelled at for going over time, because that's what happens. So I've shared with you resilience. It took me a long time just to find a purple flower about resilience, but I found it. Resilience is bouncing back. Let me just share with you my last quote. Courage doesn't always roar. Sometimes courage is the quiet voice at the end of the day saying, I will try again tomorrow. By Mary Ann Radmacher. That's resilience for me. That's the courage, and that's what Toastmasters has done for me. Opportunities multiply as they are seized. Wow, Toastmasters give me a lot of opportunities. And I know that each and every one of you here watching, going through your Toastmasters journey, have got opportunities out there. Take that 60 seconds of insane courage and reach out and get those opportunities. They do grow, and you never know where they go. Writing a chapter in book got me on an online summit, which has got me on other speaking gigs, which has brought in clients for me. One little opportunity that I did has grown. What opportunities can you do that are going to take you places you never knew? And mindset. You know what, people? Stop listening to that little voice that says you can't achieve your goals, that says you can't be who you want to be, that says you can't reach out and get those opportunities. That's one of my favorite quotes, and that's where my mantra of 60 seconds comes from. Sometimes all you need is 20 seconds of insane courage. I talk about 60 seconds. Just literally 20 seconds of embarrassing bravery, and I promise you something great will come of it. Every time I've taken my 60 seconds of insane courage and done it, something great has always come of it. It could be just that I've realized and grown in my own personal growth. It could be that I've had books published. It could be that I have made friends globally. It could be that I've got new clients. Something has always come from it. No matter how much I protest, I am totally responsible for everything that happens to me in my life. That is the basis of self-belief. That is the basis of your confidence. When you believe in yourself and you take total responsibility for it, you are in control of where you want to go. And boy, is that empowering. My challenge to you, is your self-belief at that level? Are you prepared to accept exactly who you are? Strengths, weaknesses? Because if you do, and if you can, boy, are you ready to go and grab the world and be all you can be. So what's next, people? I've shared with you a little bit about my journey, a little 20 bit about it, the exciting things, how I've linked that and realized that my Toastmasters journey of 26 years has been very, very important and has impacted a lot on my own personal growth journey, on my resilience, my opportunities, and my mindset. I want you to think about yours. And I'm offering you, if you want to get any of these, you can email me. That's at trishspringsteen.com. I will send you a set of self-discovery affirmations, because affirmations are freaking awesome. I can send you a checklist on how to get affirmations to work. And I will send you an ebook that I've written on how to make confident choices so that you too can be resilient, grab opportunities, and have the mindset to be all that you want to be. Listen.